Chad, welcome to the show all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. How's it feel?
That's great, Brett.
So tell us a little bit about where you got started professionally, even if it is in real estate, not in real estate. And tell us that journey into real estate and where you're at now.
Well, I got started professionally out of college at Xerox selling copiers door to door. So that was my first gig. I got degrees in finance and accounting. I just wanted to understand money, how money worked.
And how to get a door shut in your face.
Yeah, no, it was
How to
just
get a door.
everybody loved to see me interrupting their day at their office in the middle of I was in Miami, Florida,
Oh, wow.
knocking on doors. So I worked at Xerox. The whole idea of climbing the corporate ladder just felt real like something I was not interested in doing, and following that path of, deposit to your 401k and in 50 years you can retire, like that kind of thing. So I was the top producer my second year, but I really wanted something different where I could control my own destiny. So I jumped into real estate full time and started out in the wholesale and fix and flip space. So I started fixing and flipping houses really out of a need to make active income, because wholesaling and flipping is a way to make money in real estate. You're not actually investing until you get that money to start working for you. But so I was wholesaling and flipping houses and scaled that business up with a couple partners and did very well. We ended up flipping almost 400 houses in 3 years' time. So it created another issue, which was now we had all this active income that was taxed at a very high rate. And we also had no residuals, because once you flip 160 houses in a year, December 31st hits, now you got to go out and do it again. So it seemed like a hamster wheel. That was not my intention of getting out of the rat race. It was more of I just got into another high paying job and was on another hamster wheel working from transaction to transaction. So to get out of that, I started buying small multifamily apartment complexes with the cash that we had from flipping. So I bought a little 14 unit, then I bought a 21 unit apartment complex, and then I bought a 27 unit apartment complex. Then we ran out of liquid cash to buy them, but I didn't want to go back into wholesaling and flipping. So I made a jump completely to commercial real estate and got into syndications. So started doing some 506B, 506C syndications. And then that allowed us to do, more deals at scale. So then we bought a 49 unit at 65 and 93. And now, 2 weeks ago, we closed on a 355 unit, a $32 million deal here in Nashville. So we scaled up from there. I've done 25 commercial real estate transactions, 14 syndications, and we've exited 13 properties successfully, meaning taking them full cycle, entry, reposition, stabilization, exit on 13 of them. So we currently hold about $130 million in assets under management. Most of that's right here in Middle Tennessee. And yeah, we're just rolling, just focusing on buying good deals at a good basis right now. Interest rates are, very volatile, but still in a strike position, in my opinion. We just locked a Fannie Mae loan under 6%. Community bank debts anywhere from 7 to 8%. So it's still a good time to buy if your deal covers, and things are going well.
I'm hearing through the grapevine of a lot of different big experienced people having trouble right now in syndications, based off of those things that you exactly mentioned: the interest rates, the insurance, the taxes, those kind of things. Those three, that's like the trilogy of horror when it comes to syndication, right? What are some questions that we should be asking right now to say, hey, Chad, what happens when things go wrong? What are the first three steps? Like, what are some ways that as an LP we could vet, trying to prepare for situations like what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're seeing a lot of it. I know a lot of people in this space, and there's a lot of capital calls going around, right? And you do not want to be a part of a capital call, in my opinion. Like, those are they're not favorable to the investor. And here's the thing: they are prevalent. They're happening because of where we're at in the market. It's going to happen. So the best thing you can do to prepare yourself, like you said, is know what questions to ask. What's the capital call being used for? Where did we miss on budgets versus actuals? I think as a limited partner, it benefits you to know how to underwrite the deal, like independently of whatever presentation you're being given. You've got to have some sort of third party or yourself to be able to lay eyes on the projected financials and be able to call BS on certain items and be able to spot check your operator and say, hey, you've gotten this thing underwritten in year one at 400 a unit on insurance. and I'm not seeing anything less than 650 a unit. Do you actually have a quote for 400 a unit, or is this just a projection, right? Or, hey, you know, your taxes and your pro forma are the same as the taxes here. Or don't you think we'll get reassessed? And how often does the county or city reassess and where we're being purchased, where the asset's being purchased? Hey, your rents, we're at 900 right now. Based on the income that you're projecting, how much of an increase do you think those rents are going to be, and how quickly can you get those? So you've got to be, and I as the general partner, I appreciate the investors that want to dig into the numbers, and it's probably like, I don't know, 15% of them, maybe 10-15% of them are actually like really digging into the financials. And that's what I would be doing, and it's what I am doing as I'm a limited partner on a lot of deals, right? And if you come to me as a general partner trying to get me to invest my money, my valuable money into that project, I'm going to dig my heels in on the numbers and the underwriting and have a basic knowledge of what things are going for, and also just be able to call BS on some projections. So I think, to answer your question, it's you as a limited partner, you kind of have to have a basic level of underwriting capability in order to spot check your operator to make sure there's not a ton of fluff. They're not overextending the exit sale price. That's a big one. There's not a refinance baked in. That's their only ability to achieve the return metrics that they're projecting is on a refinance in year 3, because that's not happening anymore, right? That the debt that they're getting, make sure it pairs up with the business plan, and that they're not on some variable bridge loan or they're on, you know, long-term fixed rate debt. And I really want to just dig my heels into the underwriting.
But the thing I did notice on your website, that very first piece, is that integrity piece right out front. And that's massive. Yeah. And to be able to walk away from a scenario where you've got your fellow investors believing in you, right? And they may be coattail, they may be the other 90 or 85% who's not going to run the numbers. And it's easy to invest their money when it's none of your money. And I see this a lot out there, Chad, where they're sponsors or being offered GP placement for raising capital, right? And they have no idea. They have no idea. And they're just raising capital, and people are trusting them, right? And they're going into these deals. That's so tough. And I also thought about, when you're saying that too, like cold calling, trying to raise money, it's a different type of syndication, right? Because you mentioned 503B and 503C, one of them, you have to have that established relationship with investors already.
Yeah, 506B is, you can take 32 non-accredited investors. So you just have to have an established relationship. That's called your friends and family. And then your 506C is where you can like post to social media, and you can openly raise to only accredited investors. Right. So they have to be accredited. So those are your two types of syndications.